You're fine during the day. You have things to do. People to talk to, a version of yourself to maintain. But then night comes, and something shifts. You start thinking about things you ignored all day. Feelings you buried come back up. You feel more lonely, more philosophical, more you. And the weird part? You kind of prefer it, but you also dread it. And nobody talks about why. Here's what most people assume. I'm just tired. It's because I'm overthinking. I need to fix my sleep schedule. No. What's happening at night is not a bug in your brain. It's a reveal, a mask coming off. And once you understand what's actually happening, you'll see yourself completely differently. During the day, you are performing, not in a fake way. In a survival way, you're responding to emails, answering questions, reacting to people. Your brain is in reactive mode. It doesn't have space to process what you actually feel. So it doesn't. It files everything away. Deal with this later. And then later arrives. At night, the world goes quiet. No more inputs. No more distractions. No more performance. And your brain finally does something it's been waiting to do all day. It processes. The emotions you skipped, the thoughts you avoided, the questions you don't have answers to, they all come forward. And that's when you feel it. That strange, heavy, wide-awake feeling. That is not insomnia. That is your mind finally having a conversation with itself. And that's the problem. Because most of us were never taught how to handle that conversation. The person you are at night feels more real. During the day, you know what to say, you know how to act. What's appropriate, what's expected. But at night, alone, in the dark, you say the thing you actually think. You feel the feeling you actually have. You ask the question you've been too scared to ask. And it feels more honest. Here's what that tells you. The daytime version of you, the one who's fine, who's capable, who's got it together, that version is curated. Not fake, but curated. The night version is the unedited draft. And deep down, you know which one is closer to the truth. Sounds uncomfortable. It should be. You make different decisions at night. You text someone you shouldn't. You spiral on a memory from 6 years ago. You draft an apology or a resignation that you delete by morning. This isn't just because you're tired. It's because your inhibition system is lower at night. The part of your brain that filters, is this wise? Is this safe? What will people think? Is running on low fuel. So what comes out? Raw impulse. But here's the thing most people miss. Those raw impulses, they often tell the truth that your filtered daylight self refuses to say out loud. The message you almost sent, you felt something real when you wrote it. The decision you almost made, part of you actually wants to make it. Night doesn't create those feelings. It just stops hiding them. You feel deeply lonely, even if your life looks full. This one's specific. You might have people, friends, a partner, a family, but at night, there's a loneliness that none of that touches. Not because the people aren't there, but because the version of you that comes out at night, nobody really knows that person. You've never fully introduced them, because that version is too uncertain, too strange, too hard to explain, so you carry it alone every single night. And it starts to feel like, maybe I'm the only one who feels this way. You're not. But most people are too busy performing during the day to admit what they feel at night. And so everyone walks around thinking they're the only one. The night isn't hurting you. Your relationship with it is. Here's the thing nobody expects to hear. Feeling more at night is not a disorder. It's not anxiety that needs fixing. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's a sign that you have an inner world that doesn't get enough time during the day. The problem isn't the night. The problem is that we've built lives so full of noise, so full of busyness and notifications and obligations, that the only time our actual self gets airtime is when everything else finally shuts up. Night isn't the enemy. Night is the only gap in the armor, and you've been treating it like a problem to solve, when it's actually an invitation. Ask yourself this. Not others, yourself. What are you keeping so busy during the day that you can't sit with? What feeling keeps surfacing at 1 a.m. that you've been running from at 1 p.m.? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. The people who never feel this way at night, they're not healthier. They're just better at not listening. They filled every gap, every silence, every moment of stillness with something, anything. So they never have to sit across from themselves. But you're reading this or watching this, which means you haven't fully done that. Part of you still shows up for that late night conversation. Part of you is still listening. And that's not weakness. But it also won't stay comfortable forever. At some point, what you feel at night will demand to be felt during the day too. And if you keep ignoring it, the gap between who you are in daylight and who you are in the dark only grows wider. You feel different at night because you are different at night. Not broken, not overthinking, not dramatic, just unguarded. And maybe the question isn't, how do I stop feeling this way? Maybe the question is, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Because the version of you that shows up when the world goes quiet, that version has been waiting all day to say something. The question is whether you're ready to listen, not to fix it, not to push it away, just to hear it. Because the life you build during the day should be able to hold the person you are at night. And if it can't, that's worth thinking about, especially right now, in the dark, where the real you finally has the room to breathe.